Hannibal, how long is an Olympic swimming pool in meters?
That's easy.
You asked the dude that
I know.
swims.
I didn't want to.
This is a rigged.
Live in the city.
You looked at me and think, all right, this is ridiculous. 100 meters.
No, but anybody else? Because how many languages are written from right to left?
Say what now?
What?
Yeah.
Repeat the
We're
question.
going to get to the
Arabic.
next one here. I'm just trying to get us warmed up here.
How is this even a warm up? No one knows that.
Can you repeat the question?
How many languages are written from right to left? Hannibal's like this.
All of them. All the languages.
It's 12. Okay, we're warmed up. I'm
this
moving
is
us on past this. We're going to go into food and drink trivia questions.
Yeah.
Which is Hannibal? Which is the only edible food that never goes bad? There's only one.
Edible food that never goes bad. Edible food that never goes. Someone said Tang. Edible food that never go. I'm gonna feel
Never
dumb
goes
and the answer. I don't know the answer.
Honey.
Oh, yeah, that nowhere near.
Makes sense.
Nowhere near that one.
What was the first feature-length animated movie ever released, Hannibal? And hint, it's a Disney movie.
The one with the mouse.
Well, no, first feature-length animated.
Like,
So not the Mickey Mouse Ferris wheel thing. No. First real movie that was like a movie.
you said animated, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Bambi.
Snow White, Seven Dwarfs.
God damn! I should. They literally said that. Yeah, I'm not gonna win.
Hannibal.
There we go, Rick.
What is the biggest selling music single of all time? This was pretty shocking to me.
Oh, I bet you I know this one.
Thriller.
I don't know why.
Nope. Anybody
Waterfalls by TLC.
You wish. I wish too. That's not it.
I remember that being a big song back in my day. I don't know why.
Is it like a recent
Christmas.
song or is it like a really old?
1997.
What?
1997.
So it's not a Drake song, apparently. Okay.
That Celine Dion song. With the Titanic. What's
Ooh,
the
the Titanic. Yeah.
Is it a Rihanna song?
Elton John.
No, Rihanna was in 1997.
Elton John, what
She
song
was
is
Oh yeah,
that?
that's
born
true.
yet.
She was in '97. She'd be like 5.
What song is that one?
Princess Di.
All right, you can move
I
on.
don't even remember.
No,
That makes
no,
sense.
that's
That
not,
makes
I was
sense.
giving you another hint.
Oh no! Oh, you doing what? 1997? I don't know.
It was called Candle in the Wind. So Hannibal, which basketball team has completed 2 3-peats?
2 basketball teams. Just name
No,
2.
which basketball team has completed 2 3-peats on like 2 occasions, 3-peats?
Lakers. No.
Heat.
Chicago Bulls.
Yes.
Oh.
How does anybody miss that? Wow.
Hannibal, what is the city with the most diversity in terms of language?
Am I gonna get caught if I just say the most like obvious answer? Is probably not the answer. You said the city with the most diverse.
What's the city with the most diversity in terms of language?
Like in the U.S. or like the world?
Like
Or the
world.
world.
The
The
world.
world?
Oh, yeah, you can look at that one.
I don't know. I was gonna say New York City because
Yeah,
okay.
you got it.
Really?
Even accidentally. Yeah.
I thought it was like one of those fake out answers, or it said something else.
We see a lot of things, and we always talk about PR and all this stuff. But Derek Khosrowshahi, the CEO of Uber, came out this week, and he makes a lot of comments that beat around the bush sometimes, but he said the company, this is a quote, the company sucks and treats its drivers like crap. Now, we see a lot of things, but he's getting so much bad feedback from the company. Like, they're up in arms. Investors, everybody's like, what are you doing? And I
Telling the
think
truth.
it was like just a kind of a momentary lapse of reality, and he just kind of spilled the beans.
So that was his comment.
That's his
company
quote.
Sucks.
The company sucks and treats its drivers like crap. From the CEO of Uber.
Was he talking about Uber?
Yeah, because he's talking. What he did was he did what he does every few months, and he spent it. He says a day or whatever of driving, and like, oh, I was a driver for a day. Well, not really, because you don't feel the plight and all the burden that all of us do. You can go home at the end of the day to your $20 million house. So driving for a day isn't really giving you any kind of pulse on how we drivers do. But to say that was big. I mean,
can I say something really quick?
Of
Because
course.
I got both sides of my brain like saying, oh, why would he say that? The other side is like, wait, hold on, marketing. It's like,
Yeah.
like, how can I get the company's name out there? Good or bad press doesn't even matter. It's publicity, right? The CEO was saying Uber sucks. Like, what? That's big. And now we're talking about it.
And it's Uber's 15 years in business now, guys. Just for those that didn't know, it was 2008. So 15 years they've been around. They made their first profit last quarter, but that was really from, again, selling off and things like Instacart's done and stuff. But I was blown away. When we had Torsten on, we really dissected that. David Torsten and I David was looking it up because he was like, no. And I was like, just Google it, man. Every paper is running it right now.
Hold on, I gotta Google it too.
Maybe he got tip baited way too many times, because we covered this a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying in the whatever period of time he was doing Uber Eats, he got tip baited like 6 times and it stunk. So maybe he got tip baited one too many times and just got diarrhea of the mouth and just went off. I don't know.
Even Travis wouldn't have done that, though. And Travis was like, Travis has a lot of issues, but he was more about the drivers than Dara has ever been. And I think I don't know, man. I don't know why he did it. I don't know but I mean, here's the problem is like UDM said, it's always a PR thing. He's like, it's always some kind of PR, but this is like getting him in a lot of trouble with the higher ups. Like, people are like, okay, we get PR, but what was that? What is this comment?
So this is interesting, though. So he's going through that right now. But a couple of days ago, DoorDash Tony decided to do a article on all these news channels saying that when he went driving, he realized how bad the shop and deliver experience was, and says he's improving it by 3 ways. Well, the 3 ways already exist, so you're not improving on anything. So it's funny. I feel like DoorDash is spinning a positive twist on something negative that Uber just did.
Yeah, well, the 3 ways, are they available in every market, or is it something?
Yeah, it was Snap. It was they're getting more merchants on their platform. I'm trying to remember what the third one was. I would have to look it up. But there was 3 that I'm like, that's nothing new. I don't understand. But
yeah, I mean,
yet
Axios, CNBC, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, they all ran the Dara article.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can pull up the article.
I mean, to me, I was blown away when I saw it. I was like, "Is this?" I thought it was like a parody or some.
Yeah,
like,
I just went to fortune.com. Even the CEO of Uber thinks the company sucks and treats its drivers like crap. That's because he spent a day behind the wheel. This was posted September 7th, 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's one thing to say, hey, we have a long way to go. and we really need to start treating our drivers better. But that kind of blunt statement, just after all these years, to just come out and go, you know what, we suck and we treat our people like crap.
You
Well,
should see.
maybe he's putting it down so the only way that they can go up is up. So if it's a
Yeah, I was gonna
publicity
say, what?
stunt, we're gonna like discredit us as a company. So when we do something good, like it could be like the biggest thing ever, that we're fantastic and fabulous and the best company ever.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because to have a quote like that and to put it out there means that they want the rebound. So they want the upside. Say, look, we're doing better. Yeah, we used to suck and treat our drivers like crap, but now we suck a lot less and treat our drivers not the best, but a lot
Not
better
the
than we used to, though.
But who's in charge of making Uber Eats base pay 89 cents or 15 cents that some people are seeing in their markets? Oh, I'm sorry. That would be the CEO.
Oh,
I'm just
so
saying.
maybe your spin is that he's trying to be like, I don't know who at our company did this, but this is not okay, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
But
See,
how
I
is
was
89
thinking
cents for a
something
base
else.
pay ever okay?
Well, I was thinking, if you don't know Dara's background, he actually did amazing things at Expedia or Priceline. Was it which one was he at?
One of
Expedia.
them.
Expedia.
One of them.
And he did amazing things. He really there were so many out there. There were the Expedias, the kayak, all these ways of doing the same type of thing. And he really made them a leader. And I think he's come over to Uber. And, when they let Travis go, he's been on since 2017 now, or 2016. He's been in that CEO position. So he's been there for a while, and they still can't turn a profit. Maybe it's his way of wanting to get fired.
Wait, I gotta ask. I gotta ask, because they're saying it's because he spent a day behind the wheel,
Which he does like twice a year.
But what I'm saying, like, there was an entire video I'll never forget. I think it was in 2018. I think he was behind the wheel in 2018, and I'm like, why are you saying this now? It's like I'm like, you spent a day behind the wheel and now you're saying that Uber sucks. To me, it's just not adding up. The math ain't mathing.
Also, do you really think that he's in the same pool as the other drivers, or do you think they're feeding him like preferred?
Really,
like,
Steve?
Man, we're making very careful with you.
Really, Steve?
But there is a new, and this is different. There's a new app. They say, this is in this article, which is from Scripps News. It says new app lets you rent private bathrooms on demand like Uber. Users can expect to pay $15 for 15 minutes of time in a rest space, quote unquote, which connects people's needing a bathroom with nearby hosts.
That's a lot, though. $15 for 15 minutes?
But hold on, this is not
rest space.
This is the kicker. This is the kicker. A new app is connecting people with private bathrooms available for rent on demand. It's kind of like how Uber changed the way we get taxis. You have to go to the you used to have to go to the taxi line. Now Uber is available wherever you are and wherever you need it. The app uses a phone's location to connect people who want to use restroom with nearby hosts. These are not businesses. These are going to be people's homes.
It sounds like it's like a Turo for bathrooms. It's like an Airbnb, but you only get the bathroom for 15 minutes.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Can I book? I guess my question is, can I
this?
book back to back? Can I book like 30 minutes, 2:15s?
Wait.
Bad Chinese food? Like
Cheyenne,
what?
you want to sign up to let people use your bathroom? Okay.
No, not at all. I'm just wondering, how do you sign up for this? Like, how do you say, like, yes, I want my bathroom to be available for random strangers?
It's like Airbnb for bathrooms.
Now, does the bathroom have to be inside your home, or can you have like a little casita, or have like a little outhouse you rent for the day and try to figure out the margins? Like, what are we doing here?
What happens
That
if they
could be
have an
smart. That way, it's
or a
available
Johnny on the
24 hours.
spot?
I got to tell you guys I sent you guys the article. If you even the picture of the article is like literally somebody's bathroom. So if you have 15 minutes, you can use their shower. You can I mean, dude, this is just so disgusting.
So you get the access to the entire bathroom, not just the toilet.
No, I mean, this is just wrong in every way.
If they have a walk-in
can people
closet in the
take
bathroom, do I
showers?
get to use that as well?
What's that?
Can people
What'd you
take
say, Kim?
showers too since you're renting the bathroom? So like, can people take showers and stuff too since
They
you're
have
renting
15
the
minutes.
bathroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ew. That's the only thing I can say is ew.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, let me get back to that for a second. I was just trying to figure out where some things were coming from on these different links. Like Thomas, and I was wondering if Thomas and Brian, are you in Hannibal's? I'm just
No,
trying to figure
he's
this
in
out.
mine.
He's in yours. Okay, so there aren't links by those names though. It's weird. Maybe again that's
Unless
one
he's
of the,
switching back and forth. It's a good
I
question.
don't know. So prices usually start at $15, though users can opt to pay more for a rest space with more amenities.
Oh
You
my
know,
gosh.
this is
Like a
actually
desk and a printer.
In a bathroom?
Sounds legit.
I mean, it's here's the quote. It's really allowing people to earn extra income on something that they already have. It's not an inconvenience. Really, having a complete stranger in your bathroom is not an inconvenience. I'd
That's
call it an
insane.
But this is true,
inconvenience,
though.
a
Look at this.
safety issue.
But this is true though. Planet Fitness is $19.95 a month. At least you get a gym membership out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
They
gonna
don't kick
be
you out?
I'm gonna be devil's advocate here because it seems like, yes, at first thought it does seem a bit, a little gross. But this article I'm looking at, she has a floor. She has a bathroom on a different floor in a home she's not using. If you are, and it says that this idea got popular with Comic-Con. So Comic-Con is thousands of people showing up. So if you
and not only
live
that, we're talking about San Diego Comic-Con, the real one.
The biggest one. Yeah.
One.
So and all of them are pretty good. I mean, New York one has hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
If you live near somewhere and you had a bathroom or floor that you didn't use and you're not using Airbnb, and you're able to charge ridiculous amounts of money for bathroom, like $15 or $20, which some people may pay, because if you've been to a convention, lines to the bathroom are long, especially for you ladies. I don't know what you guys are doing in there, but the lines are really long and it takes forever. My wife has been there forever. I'm like, what's going on? I don't want to know. But if you can get $15 every 15 minutes, that's $6 an hour, just for people to use your bathroom, I don't see a huge deal with that. Even if you had a cleaning thing would be gross. Yeah, that makes sense. But I don't know.
So, when are you going to start this?
I'm nowhere near a place that would facilitate that. So it would have to be somewhere with like huge traffic. You need a convention. You need a stadium. You're near somewhere with a lot of people. Just your regular. You're on the block.
But I mean, is that the crowd you want in there either? Like, let's say you live across the street from a stadium. You want those people?
Well, with this situation, this person has a area that she's not using. So I don't think you should have your main bathroom being rented out. You would have to have some more space, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I would want a bathroom that's external.
Yeah, guest house, or even what John said. I mean, it would be smart to get your own out. What was that thing? The construction workers use it.
Potty?
Yeah, if you had your own porta potty and just overcharge for that, I don't know if you could charge $15.
That's what I'm saying. You just rent a Johnny on the spot and put it in your backyard. You're golden.
You can't charge $15 for a porta potty.
Well, I guess again, we're like Hannibal said, it depends on where you are.
If you really have to go, how much money are you willing to pay?
Yeah,
and there's no like how much you have if you have to go, would you pay the $15?
If I have to go, I don't think I'm going to download an app and try and figure it out.
Well, yeah, hopefully, yeah. I mean,
it's like the last thing I'm going to do.
Last thing we'll do is use the bathroom outside. I mean, men can do some of that, but you want to be comfortable.
Wait,
no.
Shouldn't you be? Yeah,
shouldn't you be?
Yeah, no.
No, his answer is no. We talked about
that. No, I'm definitely not a Ranger fan either.
Definitely not.
It's
There he
got,
is.
I can tell you this for sure. He was gonna wear a worse hat. No matter what you
Yeah.
think of, no matter what you think of that team,
Should
doesn't
Yeah.
I
matter.
show him the hat?
I
Yeah, you should
thought you were
show
going to
him.
throw it away.
No, he's
But you
gonna.
threw
You
it
guys
away.
are gonna. You guys are gonna burn it for a shortly.
I was
Yes.
going to. I was gonna wear this.
Our next fire pit.
Yeah.
DoorDash sends those out now as kindling. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man, we got.
And
You got
the-
this like at the
Yeah,
beginning.
with the face mask.
With the, oh my god, with the face mask. Remember the face mask? The face
Actually,
mask
it's-
smells so bad.
It is nice and soft though.
No,
You
it's
could-
a nice. hat.
Wait,
It's
you
a
could
hat.
be that for Halloween.
I mean, if you.
Oh,
yeah.
James, when he goes to
Yeah.
on
I think I
dance
saw
on
the
Saturday.
I think I saw the DoorDash
Thursday
shirt
night.
too. If you go
Ooh.
back and watch some of the original episodes of the Long Island Dash Experience, I was wearing this hat, by the way. I
James
was.
needs a costume. Here we go.
You
Yeah,
shouldn't.
perfect.
You shouldn't promote that.
Yeah, no.
Apps. It's the tipping is just
And
terrible.
you know, I explained this in the video. This is my theory, and I want to know like what you think. And we put out a video where I
Mhm.
specifically told people stop using the apps. Just stop ordering off the apps. And because the problem is, I really feel like during the pandemic, all right, everybody got so used to using these apps. Then we all got stimulus checks. So people were now into the habit because let's face it, using the delivery apps to get food is an addiction because food is an addiction. So now we have an easier way to feed this addiction, not having to go out of the house to have people deliver food for you. We were getting stimulus checks. Tips were good because people had all this extra money that they didn't know what to do with. So they were tipping. Now nobody has any money anymore. All right. That's
Well,
just a fact.
also
People
don't
have money,
forget,
but they're
Lou,
still using the apps though.
But before you even move forward, don't forget that during the pandemic, that was what was fun. We couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So it wasn't just even about getting food easy to the house. It was like, oh, this is gonna be my fun thing for the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm convinced that people were using this extra money and they were using it properly towards the tips. Great, but now the problem is that the addiction is in. The addiction has happened. You're gonna still use the apps even if you can't really afford it. You're still people are still going to use it, and how are they going to afford it? Well, it's going to be on the back end. The one portion of the whole entire thing that they can control, besides the fact of controlling it by just not using the app, the one thing they can control is how much they're tipping the driver. And I think that's the whole issue: is people are continuing to use these apps when, in reality, like I hate to say it because we obviously want to do deliveries. People need to delete these apps from their phones and stop using them because they cannot afford to use them. They can't afford it.
Losing ad for all.
Yeah. But if you're going to keep on using it, I'm going to deliver to you if you tip accordingly. But really, financially, you should stop ordering off these apps because you clearly can't afford it. Because if you could, you would tip the driver. Like, you're probably not really a douchebag, but you kind of are a douchebag in a way.
I mean, what would you?
because you're not,
I mean,
you know.
where would you think? Not being specific to any platform, unless you want to, but where would you think? And not amounts, but like percentage of people tipping it all, where it is.
I mean, just in general. I mean,
I mean,
would
do you think
say-
it's like way up in terms of people tipping nothing?
No, I'd say it's more way up in people tipping inadequately.
Right, way less.
Yeah. I don't think I wouldn't say there's been a rise in no tips. I'd say there's been a rise for sure in just
And it doesn't
inadequate
help
tips.
that the apps are now paying less too. That
right. Apps paying less, apps
and it doesn't make any
charging more
sense
for
because
fees.
they're still charging the same amount.
they're charging more.
They're getting their money,
Yeah.
and they're paying the drivers less.
Mm-hmm.
So, so what's happening here?
Well, I've always said get rid. I
But
mean,
we knew this was coming.
a lot of people don't like this, but I always say get rid of the base pay. I really do, because
Yeah,
it makes
well-
it easier for the company. It makes it easier for you to be a true independent contractor, because with that would have to come drop the acceptance rate.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yep.
therefore you then create a true independent contractor platform. Because here's my point. When people are like, dude, you're crazy. Really, I'm crazy. You can do 2 dashes an hour and $2, it's down to $2 base pay, you really, that $4 is making or breaking you? Because if it is, get out.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, because basically, I think of it like a bartender. You know, yes, even bartenders don't get, like, I never got minimum wage for the state. Every state has a allowance for a bartender minimum wage.
Mhm.
You know, like the federal minimum wage is $7.75. No state is below that. A bartender, when I was a bartender in all the way up to 2008 in Colorado, was $3.15 an hour. So even though the state was higher than the federal, even, let's call it 10 for minimum wage, they knew that I was pulling 30-ish. And so they were like, well, bartenders get paid this. And across the board, that was the pay. And that's what I've always said needed to happen with, if, you know, first of all, when these states battle to go, let's give them full minimum wage. No. Now you're doing something that I mean, that would completely collapse it. If the bars had to pay $10-15 an hour to every employee, the mom and pops would go out of business.
Right.
So, I mean, there has to be a meet in the middle, but I think it's get rid of the base pay.
So the question is, okay, you get rid of the base pay,
and then you have a final screen, like in the flow screens, that says, you know, how quickly do you want it?
Right.
And those are different tip levels.
Yeah. Well, but then something would have to happen on the customer end for the fees to reduce their fees. So you say reduce the fees, the base pay gets rid of the fees or reduces the fees. There's going to still be some kind of fees. We know that because fees to go towards operations, processing, operations,
service fees.
You know,
they can start naming up new things too.
You know,
fee.
I don't know, paying for whoever the this terrible IT company is that creates a DoorDash app that clearly they don't know how to like actually do anything.
Well, that should be in service.
Yeah,
processing and service could be separate.
The fees need to be lower. Maybe then the customer might pass that tip along, but again, with the way the economy is now, maybe they still don't. I really believe that the addiction aspect of this is a big deal because we know people shouldn't be using the apps if they can't afford it.
Yeah.
They should be going to the grocery store.
I just see
them
going.
They have to find a way to hide the profit somehow.
Hey, John,
did you all hear that? Just introduce who we do have here tonight. We got Kim Side Money Plans, and we got Gig Work Mama. And also, guys, by the way, give some applause to yourselves as well as to Cheyenne. She clipped to the 1,000.
Yay!
She hit 1K. So big deal, guys.
Thank you.
It's a big deal, you know.
That was awesome. It was a great weekend.
I see that Miko had already said something about it up here in the so.
Yes, thank you guys so much. That was awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, look. So hey, what's up, that gig life? What's up, Carl? What's up, Traveler? What's up, Gigwise? What's up, Bud Soda? And gigging in the Great North. What's up, Derek? And who else do we got in here? Josh and Miko, and Gary and Thomas and Joe, and I think I got everybody. What's up, guys? And what's up, stalkers that are watching without typing? I'm not even gonna call you
Make sure you hit that like button
or anything else anymore. Just you're stalkers, man. I know they're trying to crack down in Canada, and they're trying to make you do now those tax documents, but it makes me wonder in years past how much they really look into this. Like if you're not reporting it.
Oh, I'm sure they didn't, and they maybe realized like, hey, if so many people are either leaving the workforce or people are struggling, they must be turned into something. So they know that people are turned into independent contractor type work, but they're like, wait, but people aren't declaring this. Like the amount of comments that I have been getting on my Instagram, in the comments on the video that I did about Bill C-47, about people saying, like, this one person was like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. I didn't declare my $100 last year. Like, what's going to happen? And I'm like, okay, well, $100, not the end of the world, but you can just adjust your taxes. But so many people, they're like, wait, so we're going to have to start declaring in 2024? And I'm like, you should have been declaring before. Like, what do you mean start?
They didn't ask you that, though. They said, so we're going to have to start. So they knew. They were like, wait a minute, we can't do this illegal shady thing anymore.
Exactly.
I can't get away with it anymore.
Can't get away with it at all.
Darn that government.
You know, see, and again, look at how the different countries are treating it. Look at hers is just saying, you know, put in your what would be an equivalent of a social
Like
or an
honor
EIN.
system.
Ours is passing legislation in 16 states without a definition to the app-based platform gig economy.
Yeah,
wait a minute. So if you don't get your year-end totals, what's the check and balance to make sure that what you're entering it in is correct on your taxes?
Diana's brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I made $5,000 last year.
But yeah, that's my point. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess my part of what I'm saying is, I mean, I'm sure that even other countries look at those type statistics. And again, the US is even looking at it. We know that in Massachusetts, they say, look at, we are trying to end this writing off mileage crap for you guys. We're sick of it. I know you guys talked a little bit about Mass last night. Because Sergio and I have talked about it at length because they tried to do something a couple of years ago. Now they're trying to do it and it's worse now. But they're trying to they're saying you guys, they're basically saying all of you gig workers lie on your taxes and you do not drive this amount of miles. And we're sick of it. That's the plain English of it. They want to start not paying you as much. They want to know what the hell you're doing. They want more proof. And they're not really sure how to get it. But they want proof. They want to know how you're writing off all these miles. And I guess what part of what I'm saying is I guarantee like the people who said it to Cheyenne, like, what? Now I got to really declare this for real? Like it's no joke. I mean, my guess is a lot of people do write off miles that they didn't do. I'm going to be honest. You know,
or don't declare income.
I mean, I would be very careful, you guys. Sergio and I had a conversation not too long ago about a guy. Now, Sergio knows the guy better than I do. I know of him, but he's in Portland, Oregon, not Maine. And he does rideshare, and he kept his records how we do, how I did when I was doing rideshare, how Sergio does. He was doing it what we would be telling people. This is how you do it. He was keeping records like that. He got a state audit, and the state audit came in, and he was like, well, here's all my records. Here's my miles. Here's this, that, and the other. And they're like, well, so all this, these are your totals. Where are your receipts for your customers? And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, these are all Uber and Lyft customers. Get it from them. They won't share anything with me. That's not my information. And in the audit, they said they're your customers. They're not Uber and Lyft. So they knew that mechanism of the piece. And they said, it's not them. You're the independent contractor. It's on you. Where is your client list? And he's like, you got to be kidding me. I did like 14,000 rides last year. I don't have any names, not even one. And so he ended up getting like a $5,000 or $6,000 fine. Because they said that's not on Uber. And my thought was, dude, you should be after Uber.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. Uber should not have the names of those clients, but we shouldn't either. I mean, and if we're supposed to have those, we damn well should be mailed those. Truckers got to do what they got to do. So this DoorDash driver had to deliver a Wendy's order to a truck driver on the side of interstate. So she takes the Wendy's order. That's mistake one. I thought that's where you messed up right there.
You'll never find
me over
Wendy's. Yeah.
But so here's how weird it is. She gets to Wendy's, and it's for 2 waters. And she mentions not even a Frosty, nothing, just 2 waters.
That's she didn't cancel it right away.
I don't. So she drives to this like construction place at night, And in this thing, she's like, I don't know if it's in her video too, but she's talking about that's it. This is where my life ends. It's over. Like, she pulls in and like nothing's there. She's like, this is where I'm going to get killed. And so she calls the person and they're like, well, I'm on the interstate. And this was the closest I could show you. She had to get out and like walk to this fence and hand the waters through to this truck driver who had been stranded on the side of a highway for 3 hours, who needed a tow. And in the article, they point out that often these tows can take a while, and they can. But so the person needed a water, and she walks to this fence. She pushes them through, and the lady's like, "Yeah, it was a lady truck driver." She's like, "My semi died. I'm just waiting for a tow." And she felt like she did something good, right? And then she's like, "Okay, maybe I'll at least get a tip." No tip.
Damn.
No tip. Come on, dude. Like. And 2 waters from a Wendy's, like, can't you do that? Can't you just get them from like a gallon from 7-Eleven on Instacart?
Maybe the water from Wendy's. Yeah, maybe the water from Wendy's is extra delicious or something. I don't know.
So anyway, they asked her. They said, "Are you sure? Are you sure you didn't get a tip?" And she said, "Unfortunately, I didn't get any tips yesterday. My area was quiet. I only had 5-star reviews and I made $8 an hour."
Okay, so I find so many things wrong with this. First of all,
I know, right?
like so many things. First of all, the minute I'm in a dark parking lot, like I'm calling.
Not even a park. It's not even a parking lot.
Wherever she is.
She went into like a construction zone.
Yeah,
like you'd see in the movies where you get killed.
Beginning. Yeah, exactly.
Abort. Like you don't continue on with the order. The minute you feel unsafe, no order, even if it is 2 waters, are worth your safety and a feeling that, like, trust your gut. If your gut is telling you to like run for your life, and then call DoorDash. Like, it's not worth it. Like, none of this is worth your life or being assaulted or anything else that's been happening to drivers lately. Like, no. Mm-mm.
And no offense to this person, but I gotta say, like, I feel like when Hannibal said, well, why'd they, or whoever said, well, why'd they even take the waters? I feel like whoever made the order, like if I'd have drove into that construction place, I'd have thought I'm dead here like she was. But I also would have probably thought, man, I probably shouldn't have taken those waters because they were looking for somebody stupid.
Yeah, like
only a dumb person would take 2 waters.
What I take this no tip water order.
Red flags go. Honestly, why wouldn't red flags go off in your head though? Even when you got to Wendy's and like you got 2 waters from Wendy's, like to me that's like red flag number 1. I don't know about you guys, but especially on DoorDash, you can't do this on Uber Eats and even Grubhub. But if it's DoorDash, like you can actually look ahead to the delivery notes, see where it's located, where you're going, what the notes are, and if there's anything like funky with those notes, like that, like that's like flag number like 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like abort, get rid of it. It's not worth it.
I guess the first thing I wanted to start off with is I think a lot of people that might be watching this are wondering, like what is the reality of this independent contractor rule change? We've been hearing about it forever. We're not going to be employees. I'm starting to hear this from people now. Like, you were talking about this so long ago before. It seems like the product, it's never going to really happen. What's going on? Why would it be so black and white to be employee or not employee? Why wouldn't we just stick with the independent contractor rules that have been in place for years? Or if they were to be tweaked out, why wouldn't they just be tweaked? Why would it have to go so dramatic one way or the other? And that's what I kind of am hearing. And I'm not trying to put like fear out there, but I also don't want people getting too comfortable with the fact that it's, in my opinion, it's a big reality. Am I wrong?
That's not opinion. It's fact. So I was in a Zoom meeting last week before I went to the Bruce Springsteen concert and got COVID. I was in this Zoom meeting with Illinois state lawmakers. They were talking about the independent contractor issue. And there was a woman there representing the Illinois AFL-CIO. And as we all know, the AFL-CIO has been the driving force behind pushing this. effort to wipe out a lot of independent contractors. It has been several years now of these policies being shown to fail in ways that Karen Anderson can talk about for hours on end. She knows the ins and outs of all of it. This woman last week from the AFL-CIO walked into this meeting, introduced herself by saying, "We continue to favor a strict ABC test." And as I sat in that meeting, they described independent contractors as Uber drivers, illegal immigrants, and felons, which I called them out on and explained that that's absolutely ridiculous. And there was a moment that I think encapsulates everything that's been going on, where the chairman of the committee, the state committee in the legislature in Illinois that was in this meeting, was talking about how he thought this ABC test wouldn't affect him because he was a independent contractor who did real estate appraisals for real estate companies. And since he worked with multiple real estate companies, he'd be absolutely fine because he was a legitimate independent contractor. And I interrupted and said, "I'm so sorry to tell you, but part B of this ABC test that the AFL-CIO is pushing for nationwide puts you out of business too. Welcome to the state of California. You're now one of us who's going to lose everything. And this is everything we've been fighting against." And a hush fell over that room like you wouldn't believe. So the idea that this is going to stop anytime soon, I think, is fantasy. They are continuing to push for it at the state levels. They're continuing to push for it at the federal level. Just over Labor Day weekend, I don't know how many of the lawmakers I saw promoting the PRO Act over on Twitter. And we're about to have this regulatory change at the U.S. Labor Department that will get them as close to this as they think they can get without the Supreme Court stopping them through a regulatory change instead of a legislative change. But they made absolutely no bones about the fact that they still favor this. They're still pushing for this. The fight is still on.
A community post with a poll that said, "How many of you use hand sanitizer before and after every delivery?"
Mm-hmm.
Because that also would, if you're not doing that, that's also another problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the sanitary issues become big. But okay, let's. I guess I don't even where do you start with this one? Okay. I remember watching you and Kim and Jaywalk talk about this.
Yeah.
So maybe we can take it to a different level since I have tons of bar industry and restaurant experience.
Mm-hmm.
And like you were bringing up, you have some, you have service industry background with elder care. And like you brought up things, right? And things where I was like, wait a minute. Okay, now it does matter.
Yeah.
But, I guess how many people are doing it too.
Yeah.
The sanitary line, I guess, is, I guess let's hear your side of my guess is why you should not touch it.
Why I should not touch the food?
The drink.
The drink. Okay, let's focus on the drink.
Isn't the whole thing just the drink?
The whole entire video is just the drink because.
But I mean the articles too. These all focus around the drink.
Well, yeah, the drink to me is more of a legal standpoint, right? It's just more of like what can happen in the event where you, as an independent contractor, look so guilty, but it's more of, how can I put it, man? It's like, it's just an attempt for me to cover myself in the most, talking about the topic of filling a drink, it sounds so simple to do. It is. Mm-hmm. And that's why I said 5 seconds tops, right? It doesn't take long to fill a drink. You're not touching the liquid. You're not doing any of that stuff, right? But the restaurant has a responsibility to clean those what are they called?
The fountains?
Yeah, the fountains, but I wanted to say faucet, but no.
The actual, the fixture that the syrup bags tie to.
Yeah. So they're supposed to clean that, but I've heard some real bad horror stories. I'm pretty sure some people have heard some horror stories about how filthy those things can be or they can get. Oh, see? So,
Well, oh,
so the
dude,
thing,
yeah.
so the thing is, man, I come from that side of the fence where I'm just more like, listen, I don't know. I didn't clean this machine. I know these restaurants have their camera system, and if anything happens, then I'm on camera doing what they are supposed to do, right? But
Yeah.
it's I also understand how it's a very easy task. But people, what I find is a lot of people, they tend to use the argument, I rather just do it so I don't have to argue with the staff. I'm like,
Yeah.
who are y'all arguing with? I just tell the people I can't do it. And most times they be like, okay. You know, so I don't know what kind of argument that is or how many people y'all argued with that caused people to say, man, I'm tired of arguing with people, man. I'm just gonna fill the drink. You know, I'm tired. So,
and I've actually seen. I was reading some of those threads on like Uber people and on Reddit today. I was reading these. You know, man, I don't know. To me, it just sounded kind of ridiculous. Like, I'm gonna give an example. There's a Philly steak cheese place that is right up the road from my son and I. Great place, but the only place to get your drinks is on the order side. Where even for the back of house, they have to come around to this front section. So they hand everybody a cup, whether you're dining there, whether you're not.
Right.
I mean, on those, do you have to fill it?
I have never filled a drink. I'm just being honest with you, Steve. I have literally called the customer, people that said, man, you petty as hell. Listen, I remember going to Burger King down in Miami when I was working Grubhub for work, but then they switched it out. I had posted an older video about that, but I was down there and I'm picking up a Burger King, okay? And while I'm picking it up, they hand me the cup saying, it's not my job. Well, whose job is it? It's not mine. So,
which like, I'm going to hit on that point in a minute too, because
like when a person, to me, right, Steve, it's like, if I come to your restaurant and you provide these drinks and then you tell me it's not your job to fill the drink, but the person in the window is doing a job that you're telling me is not your job, now I'm going to be extremely petty and I'm going to be like, well, it ain't mine. I called the customer, Steve, and I said, they're refusing to prepare your entire order. And I called Grubhub and Grubhub was like, well, I'm like, hey, y'all going to have to work it out with the restaurant, but can I continue with this? The customer, you may have to remove the drink from the customer's order because I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, how can you tell me if it's one thing, like if you approach me in a sense where you could say like, hey, listen, you know, we're really tied up over here. Can you just do this really quick for me? Right. That's one approach. Right. And then I have to make a conscious decision on, am I going to be an a-hole right now? Or am I going to help? Right. And I'll be like, in that case, I might, Steve. Right.
Yeah.
But I will make sure, okay, before I touch anything, let me go to the bathroom. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to do all these things that y'all supposed to do. Right. I'm going to pretty much help out. But majority of the time they come at me like, oh, that's not my job.
Right.
You got a drive through over there. Like,
yeah.
Whose job is it?
Right. Somebody does it for them.
So don't give me that BS, man, about, you know, not you, but the restaurant staff. Oh, it's not my job. Whose job is it?
Ash isn't doing too well.
We're gonna wrap up with a little a 3-segment of video of a TikToker, and then we'll probably skip the rest of them. We'll maybe use them on another show, but so we're going to play all 3 of these. Stick with them. They're about 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. But I thought this was an interesting story. And I feel like Uber drivers and people in the community in the gig community get just a bunch of shit. It's always, they just get shit on and they never get the love that they are deserved. And I thought this was a cool opportunity for her and for the gig worker. So we're going to play those videos. You'll get the gist of it.
Story time. I went to Coachella this weekend and I thought this guy was kind of hitting on me, but then he just robbed me. So yeah, this guy was talking to me and I turned my back to him and my friend heard him say, I'm gonna make this girl talk to me tomorrow. I'm gonna steal her stuff. And he did. He did. He took my phone, my credit card, and the keys to my rental car out of my purse. So when I was stranded in a random city in California the next day, no money, no phone, no way to get anywhere, I was like, you know who was hot? The guy who did this to me. So the hotel staff ended up paying for an Uber for me to get to a Sprint store so I could get a new phone while we watched my car get towed because I had no keys. And when the Uber driver picked me up, he was like, ew, what happened to you? And I was like, nah, I just got robbed. And he was like, not on my watch. He was like, we're getting your phone back, babe. This is my problem now. So he takes me to a Sprint store, walks in with me, talks to the workers, decides they're not helping us enough, takes me to a police station, walks in with me, ends up taking over, talking to the police, and he filed this police report for me. So yeah, we became friends, and his name's Raul. We both like Starbucks, so we got some Starbucks. None of my friends or family knew that I was missing, by the way. I had no way of telling anyone because I had no phone, keys, or money or anything. So Raul wasn't charging me at all for this entire day. He was just being a detective with me for fun. So we figured out the guy's name and the Airbnb he was staying at, and the police escorted us in there, and they helped us search the entire Airbnb, but we couldn't find it. And then the police were like, we're done. Sorry. Good luck on leaving this city. Raul was like, those police were idiots. We're going to figure this out on our own. But in the meantime, no reason we can't have some margs right now. Am I right? So me and my Uber driver, Raul, got margaritas while looking for my lost phone, which he bought just to make me feel better because he's an angel on this earth. At this point, I'd given up. I was like, well, at least got a margarita. What else am I supposed to do, Raul? And he was like, a lot. We're getting your phone. He takes me back to the Airbnb. We basically break in, track my phone. The man abandoned my phone on the gate of his Airbnb when he probably realized that I was going to call the cops. So yeah, that man stole my phone, my keys, my credit cards. You know what he gave me? Friendship with Raul. So it was worth it.
Okay.
Cokehead.
Steve, I saw you were looking, not looking at her eyes. You were looking at her chest.
Cokehead. I was watching her hands. I was watching her put on makeup once, then put it back, then twist it, then put it back on again, then put it away. One little spot. Then she put her lipstick on. Then her hands are tweaking. She's cokehead.
Okay. Well, that's not part of the story.
The end. Why does she have no friends? Where's her friends?
That was weird.
Why does she not know any phone numbers? I mean, I don't know a lot, but none.
Well,
also, just to provide some context on where the location is, Coachella is basically in a desert. It's outside of Palm Springs. It's in a city called Indio. It's nothing but dirt there. So it's not in a city or downtown area.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
So I watched it. Okay, and I was very judgmental, like Steve was. I just didn't say it right away. I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know if I want to share this. She seems, I don't know. She's gorgeous. But I thought, like, yeah, Raul wants to help because, you know, he wants a number. Yeah. So I thought that, and shame on me. So we're going to watch two more videos, and the story kind of opens up a little bit. So let's play the second.
I haven't seen any for cokeheadness.
Okay. So I got robbed at Coachella, and my Uber driver saved me. After I got in his car, I pretended everything was fine, but he insisted on staying with me because he had an instinct that I needed help. All I wanted to do was buy a new phone, but he was like, no, we're going to the police, and he helped me file a police report. Kept me calm by getting Starbucks with me because I was stranded. Helped me manually track down my phone and credit card after the police wouldn't help us. And then we were like, let's go get some marks. So we did. Then he helped me get a rental car to get home. While we were eating, he started showing me pictures of his family, which is when I learned that his daughter is currently going through chemo and his dad has terminal cancer. And they were both under Raul's care, which is why he had to Uber drive. Here's his daughter, Myra. She's a senior in high school this year. Prom and graduation are coming up next month, but because she's going through chemo, normal high school things and teenager things are really hard for her to experience. Raul ended his Uber shift that morning to spend his day helping me, expecting nothing in return. So yesterday, I made him a GoFundMe with a goal of $1,000, and we reached that in 1 hour. I keep raising the goal amount, obviously, but last night I got to FaceTime the entire family. And that's when I realized that this could not have come at a better time. They are all amazing, by the way. I love them. They're stuck with me forever. But they let me know that Raul didn't Uber yesterday because he didn't know how much time he had with his dad left. His dad had not been doing well. I'm so proud to say that in one day, we have raised over $50,000 for the Torres family. When I woke up this morning, I got a text from Linda, Raul's wife, who let me know that sadly, this morning, Raul's dad passed away. So now they have funeral expenses to worry about, too. When I was in the car with him, it seemed like we were both so focused on my situation. We were only talking about getting me a phone and like things that did not matter when he completely glazed over the fact that like his daughter and his dad were the ones that needed help. But yeah, the timing is insane. My birthday is the day that Myra, his daughter, was diagnosed with cancer, June 16th, 2 years ago. So that's insane too. Everything about this is insane. His dad passed this morning. He has a funeral that he has to plan. And Myra has prom and graduation next month. So she needs like a dress and she needs a wig and she needs just like any normal thing that any normal high school girl going to prom would need. Here he is with his daughters. His entire family loves him. They were like, oh my God, no, he does that all the time. He helps everyone. Thank God he treated me like a daughter that day too.
Okay. Steve, you're still being a dick over there.
Yeah, I am. You know, if all that's true, I feel bad. But you know what? This story just seems sketchier now. What happened was the first TikTok came out. The wife saw it, got pissed as all whatever. What are you doing hanging out with this chick buying her margaritas and trying to roofie her?
Trying to roofie her.
And then he was.
I thought it would have been a faith in humanity, Steve.
You better get some turnaround on this right now.
Oh, Steven. Steven, I'm talking to Marissa. This is bullshit. Marissa's gonna beat your ass.
Yeah.
Okay, so it gets better, and
if
then
it's all true, okay. It just seems weird that from the first play out where none of that's happening to the entire family exploded in the second.
It does seem a little weird. I don't think it's fake. She's got a big following, so obviously she's gonna video all this. It becomes great for her too. I mean, it's a good thing for her. All right, let's watch the third one and then we'll wrap.
I raised $175,000 for my Uber driver. But you guys didn't expect that on your 2022 bingo cards. The thing about this is, number one, I am so grateful. I'm so thankful that all of you guys saw exactly what I saw in Raul and his family, and you wanted to help support him. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm freaking out. But also, what do I do now? I don't think anyone thought this would happen. So no one gave me a to-do list or like instructions on what to do next. So I've just been walking around like a sim. Like, is this real? Is this real? I was at Chipotle today and I was like, careful, don't give me too much guac or I might raise almost $250,000 for you. Do you want any money? By the way, this family earned this money, needed this money, deserves this money. But now I'm like, anyone else? I'm so glad I got robbed.
Cokehead.
See now,
okay, that third one was I didn't watch.
And she's very superficial.
Now she's turning selfish, right? That's what I don't. She should have not done the last one because I
went to her ego.
I know.
She shouldn't have done the first or last one. The first one, she was still on coke.
I know.
Okay,
okay.
Regardless of cocaine use for this poor gal, she did raise money for that family, and it sounds like.
It's a $250,000 today. I checked it.
You know, that second video alone would be great.
Yeah.
She really is out of character
okay.
Either in the second or in the first and the third. I think her real character is the first and the third.
Yeah. Right. I mean, again, you got
I think she pulled together a nice video for the second one and did something very nice for this family, but I think it was very after. She doesn't look like the brains of the operation or seem like it.
Oh, geez. Steve, Stop.
I'm just, dude. Even the way she was talking, I'm just saying. But she did it. She did a great thing. She did something I couldn't do.
Let's focus on the bigger picture. Is that they're raising enough money to help out the family?
Yeah, I mean, and you got to remember, going back to her, so we don't understand that because we're not famous or we don't have a big following. She's doing it's a character, like that's all put up for show. No, I agree that last third video was a little crazy, but she's presenting that. My guess is she's not like that in real life, but
well, if she was, she even said in the video, hey, what do you need? Do you need 150 grand? So let's email her. Yeah, we do.
Okay, let's start a campaign. So I'm just, how did we take this pleasant bit and you just ruined it, Steve? I mean, is
all the time?
She's from Los Angeles. John can attest to those girls.
Poor John. Now
John's a guy in Los Angeles.
I actually stay away from women like that.
Is she a
I was going to say that
she's more like Santa Monica, West LA, Westwood.
I was just going to say I married a Westwood girl. That was my first wife, so I know this very well. And she wasn't like that, but I know these LA girls are very different.
Anyways, I thought it was a great story. Fuck Steve, you're never coming on the show again. No.
Well, everybody, here's something to say though. Is like watch what, and I'm not saying that one, but watch what you give to on GoFundMe. There's a lot of people with a lot of crap on GoFundMe, so do watch it. I'm not